Thanks so much for attending today's presentation on the easiest content creation tool that you will see at Learning Technologies 2023. So my name is Alison West and I am a Business Development Manager with IMC, and it's my delight today to present to you our content authoring tool, IMC Express. So IMC is a complete e-learning solutions provider. We have our best-of-breed, enterprise-grade learning management solution, the IMC Learning Suite, that I'm going to touch on briefly at the end of the presentation. We then also have a content development department, which produces our award-winning cybercrime time module, as well as bespoke learning modules. And then we have the star of today's show, IMC Express, which is our content authoring tool. So we created Express for two key reasons. So the first one being that there are many organisations that have got a lot of flat file content. These might reside in their SharePoint sites, you might upload a PDF document to your LMS, but there's nothing that really delights the learner about that experience. So IMC Express is there to make transforming these flat files super duper easy. Second of all is also subject matter experts. So they have a lot of knowledge up here and it's all really valuable, but they don't necessarily know or even need to know how to transform that into exciting learning outputs. So IMC Express automates that process and therefore allows anybody to be able to use the system. Now, there's a statistic that 1 hour of bronze level training takes about 30 hours for an organisation to create. Now, we're not competing with Articulate or Adobe here. We are really disrupting that in the industry to be able to create bronze level training and to be able to transform all those flat file documents, which tend to be about 85% of the training that organisations actually need to showcase to their learners. So whilst the title of today's presentation is 9 minutes to brilliance, I actually have better news. It's 8.3 minutes for you to become a star at using this tool. So super duper easy for anybody and everybody to be able to create content. So I'm going to take you through a process today of creating a complete e-learning training module. So we are sitting at just below 30 minutes, so check through our watches to be able to make sure that it's under 30 minutes, everyone. And the title that I'm going to be producing today is about koalas. So if you can't guess, the accent will give away why I've chosen today's subject matter. But we are going to go through the very process of starting from scratch, so importing text and headings, then also showing how we can speed up that process and actually apply AI to instantly transform the way you work and the way you produce content. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So our IMC Express tool here is web-based, operates on your mobile, tablet and web browsers to be able to create training anywhere and everywhere. And whilst we do have a number of different templates that come with the system that help that subject matter expert simply put in the content where they need to be and the tool does it for you, we are going to start today by creating a blank project. So I simply click through my project and let's title it here, What is a Koala? Already have that populated. So this then loads your project space, which is a blank page for you to create from. And everything here rotates around the blue plus symbol. So expanding that, I can see all those different functions that I can do directly in IMC Express. So we can add headings, paragraphs, lists, quotations. We'll touch on the media library, interactive elements, the tools, and also our AI. So keep tuned for the sparkle that'll come a bit later in the presentation. So I'm going to start today by building our project from our text title. So I'm going to first of all add our heading, and I'm going to use a BBC article about the koala to start generating this for us. So what we do is we copy and paste, and that is now directly in Express. I can also copy and paste a body of text. Let's add that here. It's automatically going to recognize that those are paragraphs and bring that into the system. And if we keep moving down as well, grab a bit of scientific information, copy and paste. And finally, I'm going to add this information with all of its bullet points as well. So there we go. We have just built up the base of our learning. So I've got all the text in there, but now let's go ahead and add in an image as well, just to be able to create a little bit of interest. So I scroll down and hovering around our blue plus, I expand that again. So we've already focused on that text feature, adding the elements here. If I move across to my media item, I've got the opportunity to add a still image or a video. So we'll go with a still image for the moment, but don't worry, we'll come back to the video a little bit later on. So there is a media library that comes with IMC Express, so it already has still images within the system, but you can also bring your corporate images into the platform, either by uploading them directly into the system, and you can also search the web to be able to bring in those external resources as well. So I am going to search our database for the koala. So every image that is uploaded is automatically tagged. Now that is done by the AI within the system, and you can also go through and adjust any of those tags as well to make it as easy as possible for whoever's using the tool to be able to find what they need. So find our koala image, I select it, I simply select insert, and now we've got an image directly within the system. All right, so this is where some of the magic starts to happen. And I want to show you how this very flat text and image file is now going to be transformed. So the system is going to now apply a theme, which then brings the AI to life, and it's going to logically present what I've popped into this document and make it a palatable and delightful learning experience. So to do that, we click through to our preview, and it's now populating that piece of content for us. So it's also built in responsive design. So we're currently previewing as a computer, but we can also do it as a tablet and a mobile phone, which we'll show you later on. Now the theme that's been applied, we've got quite a corporate theme in there for people, some colors. It's got the title in there, and I simply navigate through my project. Through the arrows, it's laid out all of those text elements for me. We've got the bullet points. There's also timing that's been applied to the slide so that someone doesn't move through too quickly and has time to consume the content. And a little bit more. But it's not really very koala themed. It's very corporate. So what we want to do is close this down. And really quickly, we're going to change the theme, which is instantly going to change the look and feel of this piece of training. So if I come across to my settings, here we've got a whole lot of different things that we can change with the project, but I'm going to focus first on our theme. So the system comes pre-populated with several different themes, so you can pick and choose what's going to suit the training you're producing at the time. But we can also produce a corporate relevant theme, so bringing in those brand guidelines directly into the system, and then making sure that everything you produce keeps the learner within your organisational sphere and understanding. Now I think it's probably a good idea to change it to the nature theme, bring in a bit more greenery for the koalas, press save, and now that's been instantly updated with my project. And if I close this down, I press preview again, I'm going to refresh my project to be able to make sure it takes all the changes on board. There we go. Different background. If I start clicking through as well, brings this to life. We've got our picture and we've got our final here. So we've started to create a piece of training. So that's all well and good, but hands up here if you've heard of AI. Okay, keep your hands up. Have you heard of ChatGPT? Okay, What if I told you IMC Express embedded ChatGPT directly in the solution, so therefore all of you have an assistant at your fingertips to be able to transform this content? Would you be interested? Good. Okay, lots of nodding. I love that. So let's close this down. And I'm going to put my assistant to work just for a brief moment, and then we'll jump back into some more of the features within the platform. But because quite a bit of this content is quite scientific, might not really suit the learners that you're trying to reach. So you want to try and adjust that to suit their learning style. All we have to do is let's pick this body of text, activate my assistant, our Express GPT bot. And what I'm now given the opportunity to do is shorten it, make it funny, make it neutral, rewrite it creatively, whatever you need for your particular audience. So in this particular case, I am going to rewrite creatively. So my assistant is taking the information that I've already popped in there, so I've got the content, and it is now going to suggest a new version, which has a very different feel to what that scientific version was before. So I can add that in addition, or I can go ahead and I can replace it. So that has now instantly started to transform my piece of content. But let's pause on that front for a little bit. And I promise that we're going to do this in under 30 minutes, so I'm going to start speeding things up a little bit now. So the most popular productivity suite in the world is Microsoft 365. The most popular application is Microsoft Word, and the third most popular is PowerPoint. Hands up if you have used Microsoft Word. Have you created training in Microsoft Word that you've then made into a PDF and uploaded to your LMS? Yeah, it's a bit boring, right? It's a bit static. That can instantly be uploaded to IMC Express. Your whole document is read, it respects all the formatting, content, images that were in that Word document and transforms it into a learning output. So let's go ahead and do that now. So I'll just scroll down to the bottom here, and on my blue plus, I have here our tools section. So here I have buttons to be able to import Word and import PowerPoint. But what I can also do is simply go to my document and drag and drop it directly into the working space. So that is now taking all of the content from Microsoft Word and imports it into the system. As I mentioned, it's going to respect the headings of that document, so I can see the heading that's been applied. I can also see the bullet points that have been applied. And scrolling through, that's all well and good. So it's great, I've imported that. But you can also make changes to what you've imported into the system as well. So if you need to actually say this is actually incorrect, it's 1.5 kilos, I can make that change directly in here. I don't have to go back to Microsoft Word. And I can also drag and drop that piece of content higher. And let's just break up those two images that we had here as well. Now this is also quite a wordy piece, so let's put our assistant back to work. And let's simplify it. So it's taking all of that information and it's now going to provide a shortened, condensed chunk of information which is much easier for my learners to consume. All right, so there we go. Shorter piece, looks pretty good, I can review it, and then we simply click Add. And I've now added that in conjunction with the longer piece. And I can also just come up here and now click out, click through, and I can delete that as well. All right, so let's start making this a little bit more interactive. So I'm going to first of all take this image here and I want to create some hotspots. So we have some cute fluffy ears. I then just press my enter button. Brand new hotspot appears. Oh, perfect. A button nose. And I just keep entering down. I can add as many hotspots as I like, and I can also put as much descriptive text as well, so that when I hover over that in a second, but we'll preview, we can see all that information come to life. So I've added some hotspots. Let's see what else we have available to us. So again, I'm going to open my plus sign and come down to our interaction element. And at this point in time, I want to ask a question. So how long is a koala? A metre? Probably not. Less than a ruler? Also probably not. 85 centimetres seems about right. Let's go ahead and we just toggle that being the correct answer. And I've now built my first question, my first interactive element directly into my content. What else have we got available? Let's go ahead and add a flip card. So I'm going to come back to my article here and get some more information. Let's do something about the species. So copy and paste. Now I want that on the back of my card, so the learner has to click on it to find out that information. Paste it in, and let's just say species. And again, click the enter button to create a whole new flip card. And here, let's go ahead and add in habitat. Now, I can also add images to these flip cards, and just by simply clicking here, it's going to launch back that image library. And again, let's go ahead and use our search. I'm pleased I used easy words to spell. And nothing is being found directly within that library, but if I search the web, that's now pulled a suggested image bank, and oh, I lost that, sorry, I used my hands too much, let's come back. Eucalyptus, search the web, and well, obviously my fingers are moving a bit too quickly, but I simply import that image directly in, and then I can add that to the flip card, and then that's going to be on the front, and then as a learner, I flip it over to be able to find that information. Okay, scrolling down, let's add something else. We want to now add a video. So we have this link tool here that allows you to embed a YouTube or a Vimeo video directly within your course. So I've got this one here prepared, because who doesn't love George Clooney as a koala bear, obviously? And we just paste that in, but now we need to check the properties of this video to make sure it's going to be embedded. So I just open this, toggle that to be embedded, so I don't need to navigate away from my content as a learner. It's going to be directly within my screen. And I'm also just going to change the symbol so it alerts me that that is going to be a video that I can watch within my content. Fabulous. All right, so let's then have a little look at how that's starting to look. So go back to my preview, press through my play button. I've now got those hotspots that I've added, so I click through. It's also preventing me from moving forward before I click through the hotspots. Now I can progress, or I should be able to progress. Beauty of a live demonstration, not sure how, but we can progress normally. So we'll click out for a second and we'll keep going with the demo. Okay, so let's now go full throttle. So we've imported a Word document and made it really easy. We've created some interactive elements, but now let's bring our assistant back into the picture and let's get her to do all the work for us. So I told you that we've embedded ChatGPT directly within IMC Express. So let's see what the possibilities are. So scroll up here and click my plus, and I now want to focus on our Express GPT function. And we've got several different things that we can start building. I'm going to leave the summary and the key points for the end. So let's input a quote. So what it's doing is it's searching the database of all the quotes that's going to be appropriate for the koala. Perfect. The Australian Koala Foundation's found one instantaneously, and I now add that as a quotation into my project. Under the information here, let's also now activate a question. And again, my assistant is automatically finding those questions for me. So I don't have to do the work. It's searching through all the information that I've already put in, so it's verified information within my project space. It's suggested a question, and now click Add. Down here as well, we'll also pop in a flip card. So it's finding the descriptive front of the card and then also the text that's going to be behind the card. I might get one suggestion, I might get 7 suggestions. It really depends on how much content you have in there. And I can add all of these. There we go. We've got quite a few though, so let's add them. But actually, I don't particularly need to find out about the koala here, and actually Northern Queensland's not that much of an interest because I'm a Victorian girl, so we'll take that one out. Perfect. Now, as I mentioned before, with the flip cards, we can put all the images on the front of these as well. So even though they've been automatically added for you, you can now go through and make any adjustments that you need to that suggested text. Now, if I scroll down to the very bottom, I would like to leave my learners with a summary and some key points. So I'm just going to add a heading at this point in time so that they know what is happening. And if I expand my GPT, click the key points, it's now reading the entire document and summarising that in one or many bullet points. Again, you can go ahead and you can adjust anything that's been automatically suggested for you. Great, and there we go, it was 85 centimetres, so that was lucky I did get the right length. We go ahead and we add. And now, as my key takeaway, I actually want to add a summary as well. But I'm not going to write it. I want to go away, I want to have a cup of tea, I've got other things to do. My assistant is going to write all of that for me. So there we go. That's all being populated in the back end. Now, that was pretty quick, but we're not quite done yet because many organisations have a globally dispersed audience base and you want to be producing one piece of content. Let's just close that down. One piece of content for multiple different audiences. So I'm not an English first speaker. I need to translate that into whatever I prefer to learn in. Well, IMC Express does that automatically for you. So at the moment, up the top here, let me just add my summary as well whilst we remember. Close down my properties. We've now got English as being the language that I've created this in. But I simply have the opportunity to add a language, and there are over 60 different languages that the IMC Express bot is going to automatically translate to. So a language from the audience. What do we want to see? Arabic. Okay, great. Right to left, that sounds like it's really good. Let's go ahead and let's add that. Now we also have text to voice output. So whilst this tool is for everybody to create, it's also making sure it's for everybody to consume. So let's go ahead and we're going to save that. Now my assistant is working in the back end and it is translating. So we've now seen we've got Arabic and that has automatically been translated for me. Now, of course, it is automatic translation, so we do recommend that a native speaker does review it. But at any point that you want to see what it originally was, we come through and we can see that original version of English and what it's been moved through as to Arabic. So the one last thing to quickly do with this piece of content is I want to add a video directly in the tool. So we're out on the shop floor, we're doing something, we need to train people quickly and efficiently on machinery. Well, I have my app on my phone here if we can all use our supervision to be able to see. So we have the option to upload media, and we can upload either a still image or a video directly into our project. So we've got a member of the audience that's going to volunteer videoing me for a second. Who have we got? Peter, thank you. Here we go. All right, so I'll say go, and then you, perfect. Ready? Go. Welcome to Learning Technologies 2023. I am Alison West. Cut.
So you had it on photo. I didn't check
Oh,
photo.
my apologies. There we go.
Start again.
Okay, and go. Welcome to Learning Technologies 2023. I am Alison West. Fabulous. Thank you. And let's go ahead and we use that video, so that's now being uploaded into the system. And if Wi-Fi is my friend, I scroll down here and I click on my blue plus symbol and I come across to media and video. There we go. It's been uploaded directly into the system. Great angle, by the way. Brilliant. We insert that. And what we can also do is we can generate those subtitles as well. Now there's a bit of background noise, so fingers crossed that's actually worked properly. But again, my bot is working in the back end to understand what I've said, and I'm going to get those subtitles, which are also going to be translated into the Arabic language for me. Now, whilst that's working, we've now finished our piece of content, and I'm now going to show you what that looks like as a published piece of learning material in the IMC Learning Suite. So we have our publish button. Now let's just move back to English because we might need to see what those subtitles are being generated. So there we go, welcome to Learning Technologies. So not too bad, but I can also go ahead and I can also make some edits here and delete what is incorrect there. So there we go, perfect. So publishing it into the IMC Learning Suite is really simple. So we are integrated directly through, so you can have that as a learning nugget directly within the catalogue for your learners to be able to search, or you can start compiling multiple Express elements into a course. We also have the option to be able to export as a SCORM file, so you can use it in your own LMS. It doesn't need the IMC Learning Suite behind it, or it could be as an ebook or also just as an HTML internet file as well. So let's go into the Learning Suite to see how that looks. So our IMC Learning Suite is again a web-based solution, so no plugins or downloads required. I'm going to log in as our learner today. And what the system's now doing is it's recognizing me as a learner, and it's presenting me with the right features and functions for me to be doing my job. The first page I land on is my personal dashboard page. And even Superman needs a bit of training, so let's go ahead and find what he needs to do. So my personal dashboard is made up of a number of different information panels, so whether that's mandatory training, maybe it's just something I'm in progress with. We've also got a recommendations engine. But today I want to jump straight through to our catalogue, which can also be tailored for each of your various audiences that need to do their training. And I'm going to search for the koala course. So I've got our Google-like search bar at the top there, recommending my title as I start typing. And there we go, we've got our course. Click through. I'm now going to open my piece of training and see what that looks like. So we've got that loaded into the system. We've also now got the Arabic, so I can show you how that looks for the end user. Simply click play, and I can navigate through. But if any time I need to change back to my language, I can also toggle back to my preferred language and start again. Now, as with all web-based trainings within the IMC Learning Suite, your module is also bookmarked, so I can also leave anytime I need to go and have that cup of tea or sit down, and then come back to my training, and it's exactly where I was before. So clicking through, got all that various information that I've added in. We've also got a question, and I really hope that I get this one correct. Let's just make sure. Submit, great. We move through, and again, I was prevented from moving forward before I'd actually asked that question. So, what are we on? 29 minutes, and I have taken you through every single feature that the IMC Express tool has. You can create from scratch, you can import your documents, and you can also use your personal assistant to be able to create that content for you in a jiffy. So with that, I will be around here to take any questions. We're also inviting you to have a free trial of IMC Express, so you can find us on stand C60, which is a big white banner just across here. But my colleagues will also have a QR code floating around, so you can come and scan that and experience for yourselves. So well and good me showing you, but proof is in the pudding, so creating content and getting familiar in 8.3 minutes. Fabulous. Thank you all.